Namami Buddham. My homage to the Buddha. I would like to bring a series of Dhamma speeches to solve your problems in your day-to-day life through the perspectives of Buddhism. First of all, I would like to explain you the origin and expansion of Buddhism. The origin of Buddhism took place at Bodh Gaya. It is in Bihar. After the origin of Buddhism, Buddha and his disciples attempted to deliver the teaching of the Buddha all over India. They spread Buddhism in the eastern southern India. During the lifetime of the Buddha, his Abhidhamma Pitaka was started by the Buddha in the 7th Vassana season. The Buddha went to Tautisa, it is heaven, where his mother God lived. Buddha spent the 7th Vassana season in Tautisa and preached Abhidhamma to his mother gods and the other gods. Then Arahant Sariputta learned those Abhidhamma from Buddha and he came to the human world and taught his 500 disciples, establishing the Bhavanaka tradition of Abhidhamma. That was the origin of Abhidhamma Pitaka. After the passing away of the Buddha, it came past 3 months. The 500 his great disciples gathered in Saptaparni cave in Rajagaha and they recited Dhamma and Vinaya. They congregated the sermons that was preached by the Buddha here and there all over India. They gathered those teachings of the Buddha and they compiled them as Dhamma and Vinaya, doctrine and discipline. And they elected the Bhanakas. Bhanakas, they were Arahant. They were able to recite Dhamma and Vinaya by heart in their memories. Those Bhanakas, they trained their pupils in word of mouth. they couldn't use the written materials. They used only words of mouth. They recited Dhamma and Vinaya. The pupils were there to listen to them carefully and took them in their memories. In that way, from all generation to younger generation, the teaching of the Buddha was transferred from generation to generations. After the 300 years of the passing away of the Buddha, Emperor Dharmasoka made arrangements to deliver the teaching of the Buddha in and out of the India. That was 8 countries. Emperor Asoka sent missionary groups to 8 countries in southeastern Asia. Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, those countries were some of them. Arahant Mahinda and his missionary group brought Tripitaka, it is Sutta, Vinaya, Abhidhamma, and the commentaries of Tripitaka to Sri Lanka under the missionary task of Emperor Dharmasoka. Arahant Mahinda and his mission established the Bhanaka tradition in Sri Lanka. So Sri Lankan Bhanakas, they preserved Dhamma in the form of words of mouth without any written materials. The master teacher was there to recite Tripitaka, and the pupils were there to listen to them and take them in their memories. That's how they preserved Dhamma. During the time of King Valagamba, there was a famine, a dangerous famine. So the Bhanakas decided to inscribe the teaching of the Buddha on all our leaves to preserve Dhamma. Because of the famine, many Bhanakas left the country and some of them died, and they so it will be a danger to the to preserve Dhamma. So they took arrangements to inscribe Dhamma, Buddha's Dhamma, on all our leaves. So the Bhanaka Arahant in Sri Lanka, they gathered at Aluvihara in Matali in Sri Lanka, they inscribed the teaching of the Buddha to preserve them. They inscribed the teaching of the Buddha in 3 baskets: Tripitaka, Sutta, Vinaya, Abhidhamma. Then, after that, those Tripitaka they inscribed those Tripitaka in Pali language. Then in the 20th century, Sri Lankan group of scholar monks, they translated into Sinhala whole Tripitaka. It is called Sambuddha Tripitaka Jayantimala. In 2019, this Tripitaka written in Pali language became the world heritage. So the Tripitaka belongs to entire world, not only Sri Lanka. On the other hand, Buddhism has 2 schools and also 3 schools: theravada, Mahayana and Vajrayana. Mahayana Buddhism evolved in the 1st century AD. King Kanisa, he spread Mahayana Buddhism in Asia. Today we can find Mahayana Buddhism in Korea, Japan, China, Tibet and some other countries. In Theravada Buddhism, we can find Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos. Vajrayana can be found in the countries like Tibet, Bhutan, Mongolia. The main objective of these 3 schools is to achieve Nibbana after ceasing craving, greed. Greed is the cause of unsatisfactory, dukkha. The main objective, the goal of these 3 schools is to achieve Nibbana. But there are differences in the ways that they use to achieve Nibbana. In Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, they practice Theravada Buddhism. Japan, China, Korea, those countries practice Mahayana Buddhism. Tibet, Bhutan, Mongolia, in such countries there have been spread Vajrayana. Tibet is the best country for Vajrayana. Dalai Lama is the spiritual leader of the Vajrayana Buddhists. They believe that Dalai Lama represents the Buddha. That is the nature of Buddhism today. My series of Dhamma speeches brings on my channel Buddhism with Life the theravada Buddhism, referring Tipitaka, Sutta, Vinaya, Abhidhamma. Sutta, it has it has 5 categories. They are known as Nika, the sections. Digha Nikaya, Madhyama Nikaya, Kuddaka Nikaya, Sangyutta Nikaya, Anguttara Nikaya. Those are the 5 segments of Sutta Pitaka. Vinaya Pitaka also has 5 segments, 5 sectors. Each sector is known as Pali, Mahavagga Pali, Tullavagga Pali, Parivara Pali, Parajika Pali, Pachitya Pali. Those are the 5 sectors of Vinaya Pitaka. Abhidhamma Pitaka has 7 textbooks. They are known as Prakarana, Dhamma Sangani, Vibhanga Sangani, Kathavattupakarana, Yamaka, Puggala Panyati, Dhatu Katha, Patthana. Those Tipitaka segments have commentaries. Commentaries are to describe the difficult areas of Sutta, Vinaya and Abhidhamma. The commentaries: Acharya Buddhaghosa, Acharya Upasena, Acharya Dhammapala, Acharya Buddhadatta and other commenters, they presented commentaries to describe the difficult areas of Tipitaka. So Theravada Buddhism consists of Sutta, Vinaya, Abhidhamma and the commentaries for them. On my channel, I would like to bring a series of Dhamma speeches as the answers to the current questions of the householders will depend on those Tripitaka and their commentaries. So hereafter, I would like to deal with each Pitaka, and there are sections referring their commentaries to bring the answers to your current problems in day-to-day life. My next Dhamma speech is on Brahmajala Sutta in Digha Nikaya. Thank you for listening to me. Blessing of the triple gems be showered upon you.